When do y'all go live, brother? We are live at the Greenhouse International Church for our G-Men Citywide Fellowship. I am so excited once again to be before you, but I'm going to turn this over real quickly to Minister Eric Shaw so we can begin to share this word out, let the gospel go around the globe. I promise you tonight, you want to get every man, every young man, and every woman that loves a man on this line right now. We're talking about some heavy stuff, and we're being very transparent. Minister E., lead us from this point, please.
Amen, amen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to be here tonight. We got a lot of information. And before we get started, we always want to take some time out and give T.D. Jakes a big, big salute for this crushing, this book that he's written. I'm telling you, man, we're going to be sharing chapter 4, and I promise you, we're not going to get through it. But I will tell you one thing, there are some topics in here that are going to open you up, that's going to open us up, and it's just going to make room for anything that you need to get rid of. Tonight is the night to get rid of, and anything you need to replace it with, this is going to be the opportunity too. We got some men here that if this is your first time coming on live with us, first of all, know that this is going to be a transparent night. And what we mean by transparent is that expect to hear the truth and nothing but the truth. And based on God's word and God's principle is how we're going to be sharing things tonight. So we're going to start on the end here. We're going to start introducing ourselves. And as we make our way around, we're going to, after we get through introducing ourselves, we're going to dive right into this session tonight.
My name is Sean. My name is Brian Carroll.
Real quick, real simple, Pastor E.A. Deckard. Let's go.
That was quick.
We ready for this lesson, Doc. We ready to talk.
We had some special guests here tonight, but we're definitely going to go ahead and jump right on in. This chapter, guys, I want to say one thing. Pastor, what's been going on in your life?
Man, that's a loaded question. It's almost like I called you earlier today and I said, this chapter 4, as I'm trying to find a specific point to labor on, it's going to be virtually impossible. Every line was like hitting me dead in the eye, hitting me dead in a personal place where I am right now. And then to be honest, man, I got to keep saying unapologetically, I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
But the good place came to a bunch of broken places.
Yeah.
Men walk through those doors every day crying out for help. And God's put me in a position to be able to help them. And that's one of the most glorifying things of this work right now, is to see a broken man say, man, God sent me through these doors for you to help me. And then to consider to be able to know I could help them.
And what they realize or don't realize, most majority of the time, is coming from one broken man to another.
And what's amazing, we built this old fancy conference room back there, right? All these awards and stuff all around it. I said, well, don't look at none of that stuff. Look at me. I'm messed up. I'm gonna flow up. I've been broken. I've been through some dark seasons. Almost gave up more than once. But for some reason, my faith kept me going because God knew one day you walked through that door and need to see a man who's been broken but restored so you can know you too can be restored. And I love that testimony, man. Yeah. From brokenness to being able to help somebody out of that brokenness. So,
well, that was one of the first things I thought about when we were in chapter 4, because the title of it is Pruning is Not Punishment. And when I saw it,
man, it feel like it though. Ooh wee.
It does.
Man,
it felt like it, and it does.
I was like, man, stop lying.
Yeah.
It felt like punishment, especially when you in a place where you look in the mirror and you may feel like you need to be punished.
Yeah.
That be real?
Yeah.
Where you may feel like, hey, I messed up. And in the streets, you say, charge the game. Yeah. It's the price you pay for some of the decisions you make. But God don't look at it that way. Yeah. Well, let me stop.
No, because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to understand it.
See,
I'm thinking like,
But-
was yours the type of messed up, whether you were still in the dog messed up, or you had just gotten to a point where you realized I'm messed up, or he just pulled you and tore you apart to where you just had to surrender
and that's the
say,
thing.
I'm messed up.
At some of those times, it all feels the same. You know, because then you start well, is this because of that, or that, or that? So you start trying to justify why at this season, why is this taking place? And you start trying to pick why. And sometimes the reason you're thinking is why God forgot about that. But our human minds, we still stuck in that place because we haven't forgiven ourselves yet and moved on yet from some of our negative experiences. So God's really not punishing us. He's trying to prune us to push us. And once I discovered that pushing, man, then he gave me this dedication where can't stop, won't stop. I'm going to bust my butt and grind every single day. I sent one of my kids a message today that I want to leave this place better than when I found it. And I'm going to grind and hustle for God every day to make that happen. My wife sent me a message later today about a family vacation with my she got to speak in this conference in Vegas, and going to take my granddaughter and one of my granddaughter to choose whatever the young lady she want to go with her. And I said, babe, I'm sorry, I can't go. I'll pay for it, I can't go. Because I'm working on something right now I can't afford to walk away from right now. But give me some more time, and it'll all be good. And she didn't argue. She didn't get disappointed. She said, I understand. We'll make sure you knew. And we had your permission to move forward. Because our family understand this place right here where I'm at with God, I can't explain it, man. From brokenness to this.
It's kind of when I think about that pruning process. He said sometimes we spend so much time being upset, and he said instead of asking why me, ask why not me.
Yeah.
Because we're not. No matter how disciplined, you're never immune. Because God's the things fall on the just and the unjust. So I had to get to a point where I was like, what can I extract from this? You know, what lesson can I take from this? Because I mean, you know, I ain't gonna lie. A couple months ago, I was in a broken moment where I would just yell. You know, I'm like, God, please take this cup from me. You know, and I'm revisiting so many different situations. How could I prevent this? What could I have done different? Why did this happen? You know, and a lot of times they talk about how when you're not, when you don't learn the lesson that you should have had at the beginning, life finds a way of circling back around.
Yep.
You know, and I had to realize that, you know, God loves me enough, you know, to hold me accountable. Because like when I'm coaching the kids, those kids that, you know, we're on every kid, but you know, I see something special in you. So it's more so about discipline, trying to align myself, understanding that what is God going to do through me in the midst of the situation, because we're at our best. You know, God knows us so well. He know that when he put our back up against the wall and he start really coming at us with all his attack, he know I'm going to start fasting more. He know I'm going to start praying more. He know I'm going to start crying out. He know I'm about to go in every opportunity. So then I'm going to look back like, wow, you know, that pruning process, because I started researching and learning more about pruning today.
Yeah.
From reading in chapter 4.
Research.
So here's my other question though, because I'm when you talk, I'm listening and I'm thinking, because so when you and we said we're gonna be transparent tonight, right? So you said you were screaming. You said you was asking yourself why. Did you get the answer?
Absolutely. So, you know, you gotta listen to God, you know. So basically I was praying, you know, wanting to be married, wanting the happy family, you know, certain things I didn't grow up seeing. And I was the only black kid on the team playing baseball. And you know, we lived in an apartment. My mom was doing the best she could. But when I would go on the weekends and play with my teammates, they had a mommy, they had a daddy, they had a dog, they had a driveway, they had a pool.
He's setting us up for something.
So I made up my mind.
Where the Kleenex at already?
You know, I ain't had no cleats. I was playing the Air Force Ones. You know, when we play, we go out and get snacks. They had fruit and all these things that were like healthy and elaborate. Whereas like we was drinking out the water holes or getting the little Kool-Aid cups from people. So I said, I want something different from that. I grew up star athlete, drafted out of high school baseball, star football player. I wasn't managed, I wasn't wild. I was like, man, I'm doing the right things. And then I put myself in a position where I was having a child out of wedlock. And I was like, man, I'm shamed, I'm embarrassed. Like, how? Like, what the, you know, I mean, I cried.
How'd I get here?
I
How'd I get
cried,
here? It's
but
what
I
the master's
knew
plan.
that God had told me, chill out. Every time something major is about to happen, God tells me in my spirit, chill out. And, you know, sometimes we can get rebellious or arrogant in it. And I did not. But, you know, through me learning these lessons and co-parenting, through me learning, I became such an advocate for fathers because that is something I'm so passionate about. You know, and I was listening to a podcast earlier today. My best football game I ever played was the game my biological father came to. One game, front page of the paper. I mean, I scored a touchdown every way you could think of. But I just wanted somebody there. I wanted him there to say, I'm proud of you. I love you. And just in something, in the littlest thing. Because when I played ball, all they daddies was there. And my mama would be there, so I made it my business to be better than all of them. I said, I ain't about to let nobody beat me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, don't lie. You've been watching these. Last year you was watching. You saw me out there crying and snotting about. Well, just want to hear my daddy say I love you. And come. There's no way this parallel. I spent a whole bunch of years.